Wake up and move. Justin Arnold back here again at Flex MP, bringing another wow workout of the week Wednesday. And if you checked out the title, this is all about a 7 minutes or less joint mobility routine. You probably can't see those on the board, but don't worry, we're gonna go through them. There's about 12 different movements, and it may sound like a lot. You may not know what joint mobility is. We'll go over that and the importance of it, but we offer a lot of workouts on here. But lately, I've been really exploring movement. I've been exploring recovery stuff that actually feels intense, and I've been breaking a sweat, but I'm ready to take it on even more and harder the next day. So today is a Wednesday, tomorrow is Thursday. I guarantee my workout is going to be phenomenal just because I took the time to do this. So for those that still want to move, but also want to recover, this is what we're talking about on today's Wow Wednesday. Okay, we're gonna start head to toe. There's a number of ways you could do this. Some people like to start at the hips, some people like to start at the ankles. I'm just gonna start head to toe just because I think if this is your first time doing this, it's just easier to kind of remember and to go through, hey, let's start here and let's go down. But again, you could start up, you know, I talked about the roots of the tree being your feet. Don't overcomplicate it, play around with it. You could even create flow. I'm gonna go through these movements, but again, this should be done in 7 minutes or less. You can do each of these for about 4 to 6 reps, or you can do like 30-second clocks on it. Just kind of gauge it to you, but this is some quick full body routine. Now, if some areas need a little extra tension, then just do that area for that day and maybe do a few rounds of it. For example, if your neck and your traps are bothering you from sitting down all day and looking at a computer screen, then maybe we focus on the shoulders and the neck. But anyways, without further ado, I'm just gonna go through some of my favorites. There's dozens of these. This is what I like to do. And this neck one is very important to me that I still do to this day pretty regularly after breaking my neck a couple times. If you want to know more about it, I talk about it in my book, Purpose Through Pain, that'll be coming out at the end of this month, September 24th. Shameless plug there, but again, it's a book that can really help a lot of people that have dealt with any kind of mental, physical, emotional pain or trauma. So the neck one, first you're gonna do this. I like to start here, we'll stand from the side. You're gonna push forward, and you're gonna push back. So that would be 1 rep. You know, you wanna think about doing 6. From there, we're going to do neck circles. Now, with these, I like to follow my eye line. I would suggest you do the same. So, for example, we're going to look down. I'm going to look as far down. And then we're going to look as far to the right. We're going to look as far up. And when you follow the eye line, you have a tendency to get a little bit deeper stretch instead of just aimlessly moving the neck. And it might seem like it makes sense. I would, wouldn't I, Justin? Well, actually, you may not. A lot of people just kind of move and don't think. So we're trying to get you to think a little bit in that movement. And then make sure you just do both sides. Cool thing is too, you're opening up your face a little bit with that eye stuff, which could always wake you up. So standing spinal rolls. I call these standing spinal rolls. There's other names for them. This is one I do pretty regularly. Just be careful with it and make sure you're bracing and connecting the dots, creating tension where you can. So again, we're going to push that chin back. And the spine is super key. Back in the day, they used to tell you not to round the spine. Now, it depends. And this is one of those, it depends, and I would suggest it. From here, when I get to that bottom, I'm sitting down into it. And what I'm thinking about as I'm doing this, I'm thinking about going 1 inch a second with that spine. You can even do a little bit of rock like I'm doing in the stand tall. You could even open up like that. Just make sure you're not arching. And if you do arch a little bit, don't worry about it, just squeeze the glutes. It helps protect the low back. Always squeeze the butt to protect the back, and always brace the abs. Helps big time too. So we're gonna take the chin, do a little roll, and if you notice, I'm kind of walking my fingers down, It helps me keep a slow pace. Do whatever works out. When you get down there, shake it down, maybe sit down into it, then push up through those hips. Make sure we're breathing. And I didn't really talk much about breathing. I have in other videos, but I like to think about deep diaphragmatic breathing. So breathing through the nose, into the stomach. You breathe, brace, and move is how I coach it here. So breathe, brace into it, breathe in through the stomach, out through the mouth. And if you've never heard of box breathing, that's kind of what I'm doing, which is, you know, think about a box. So 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. 4 second inhale, 4 second hold, 4 second exhale, 4 second hold. but do whatever works for you. Maybe you just go through these movements. So from here, we're going to do what I call spinal flexion, extension, reach. Another name I like to call these is hug and surprise, and you'll see when I do it. So it's like I'm reaching around, I'm like hugging, giving me a big bear hug. Some people like to squeeze their hands together, and like I'm just really getting that big hug, and then I'm slowly opening up and like that surprise, like, oh my God, big gift. I'm a little cheesy, but like that's what makes me remember some of these. And so if you kind of remember the order, we started the neck, we did some of that neck, that spinal roll, and now we're just doing these hug and surprise. Again, when you lean back, just make sure you're squeezing the glutes. You're not totally arching. You don't want to do any of that. From there, we're still kind of getting into the spine a little bit, but we're starting to add the shoulders now. So from these, it's like this, but we're going to lift up, and it's almost like you could even make a fist, like you're screwing in something or squeezing, creating that tension onto that door handle on each side. And I'm like, you could even put a thumb up to make sure that you're going fully this way and fully that way. So, and notice this thumb goes that way, this one goes that way, and I'm reaching. This is also laterally moving the spine. So we're moving it this way. Ooh. Think about that. That one's really good too. Think about 6 each arm, each side. Over, under. So this one I really like. I almost think of the yin and yang symbol, so maybe that's a name you could call this one. But you're basically reaching, like I'm reaching this way, and I'm reaching up and over. Try to keep that head back, not too much forward. So from the side, and this, you're gonna feel the lats and the shoulders. And I'm already starting to sweat. So you could even like sit like this to kind of remember it, so that you're like, and then you'll know which side you're on. Oh, right there, through those obliques, through those lats. Just get, with a lot of these, make sure your shoulder blades are always down and back. I would always take your time. You're gonna really miss out on a lot of this if you're not going slow and intentional. And trust me, as somebody with as hyper as I am, that's hard, but trust me, less is more and you'll feel the benefits. So this one's kind of cool. This is like a Karate Kid influence, you know, paint the fence kind of thing. But we're not gonna go fast. Same idea, you're gonna reach out. This is really good for the shoulders, the wrists, all of it. So we're getting in those arms, you're gonna reach up as high as you can, keeping those down, and then on the way down. So think about like paint, you could even, you know, like you have that paintbrush. In fact, I feel more into my forearm as I do that. So just keep that in mind and keep everything straight. Again, make sure you're not pushing out, shoulder blades down and back, paint the fence up, and then down. Go up, this is nice for the wrists, into the arms, into the elbows, those kind of things. And then from there, we're just gonna do some wrist circles. Now, I've done other wrist exercises on the floor. If you're looking for more wrists, just type in Flex MP, wrist mobility, you'll find a ton. With this one, we're just gonna class and just something simple like this. Make sure you do each direction. Again, we're trying to make this a quick one where you can get that joint mobility. Maybe in the middle of the day, we're sitting at the desk, first thing in the morning, end of the day, whatever you're looking for. But this, I wanna keep standing too, especially if you're at a desk job, because that's what we're looking for. We wanna get you on your feet, get that blood flowing, get all these joints moving. So we just did those wrist circles. From there, it makes sense, just follow up with hip circles. So go slow and intentional with this. We wanna go forward, side, back, and side. Again, make sure we're not rounding and try to make it, like I'm a little tight there, so yeah, in that back area, so we want to make, and even in that front, so we want to make sure that we're not using much other than the hips as best as we can. If you're a good hula hooper or dancer, this might do well for you, so keep that in mind. And then we got hip tree reaches. That's what I'm going to call this, because I feel like a tree when I do these. So all I'm doing is I'm basically going to stand with my hips squared. I'm going to push my hip back as far as I can. And then I'm just going to reach. Again. The cool thing about all these movements, if you're liking, say, 2, 3, 4 of them, you can almost put some of these together, since we're always on the feet, and create almost like what's called a flow. And if you're not familiar with a flow, I've gone in on that on some of my videos as well. Again, type in Flex MP flow. Now I'm going a little bit faster with this, but I just kind of wanted to show you. That's actually one of my favorites, because you're getting your lats, you're getting your hips, you're getting your back, doing a lot of the hip and back stuff. From here, if you need to hold on to something with this next one, please go ahead, but don't lean it, don't grip it with the death, with like life, like a death grip. There, that's what I was trying to say. So you see I'm struggling here a little bit. This is the foot I broke my toe on. So we're going to create some hip flexion here, and then we're just going to internally and externally rotate like that. That's it, but this is really good. You could even flex the toe, plantar flexion, extension, that kind of stuff with the foot. But that's all we're doing. If you want, you could even create some little hip circles where you go up and around. You can even extend out. This is fun. Whew, that's where you might, again, just don't lean too much. If you're doing it here, again, maybe put a finger. Try not to lean too much into the other hip. So we got hip circles. We also did some of that internal external rotation here, so we'll do that other side. Again, 6 about each side. We want to keep this short. I'm going to turn around just so you can show you holding. But I can do this without too. The cool thing about not holding makes you think a little bit more. So let's do that without. Challenge yourself, change yourself, right? And there it is right there. And then we got a couple more, and then we're kind of be done here. Or actually one more, ankle circles. So if this is, you can get some single leg stability, you know, a little bit of this. But then when you're ready, kind of like the hip circles. Notice a lot of these are circles. Now really I'm trying to open up my toes too with this. So we're going to go inside, and then we're going to go outside. And that's it. Just make sure that you do both. Woo! See, we all struggle. We all got room for growth, even people like me. So no one is ever near where they want to be with their goals. The cool thing about goals, especially if you're in this realm, the movement realm, the health and fitness, whatever you call it, you can always keep achieving for more, just like myself, just like yourself. And think about that. There's never an end. It's just about improving 1% better every day. And sometimes it's doing less. Sometimes it's doing mobility work, joint work. Sometimes it's doing an intense kettlebell workout, a barbell, a CrossFit, whatever it is. But there needs to be balance in all of this, and this creates that balance. That's what I want to provide. And if you like some of these, definitely go back. If you want me to create a more personalized, you know what to do, reach out. And if there's a specific area and you want me to create a video around that for you guys, like, Justin, could you show me a 7-minute for just my feet? I'm sure I could do it, but I need to know if that's what you're looking for. But anyways, that's all we got here today. Hope this benefited you guys. Again, this should take less than 7 minutes or about, depending on how you do it. And we know this one is really great. I feel energized actually from doing this. Take the time to do stuff like this, even if you're not working out during the day, before workout, after workout, whenever you can fit this in. But I highly recommend doing this sometimes over that intense workout. And trust me, you'll get to moving better, feeling better, and living better. Right, Jalen? He's getting some work done. He's got school starts next week, so he's getting his mind prep. What up, Jay?
Don't give up, try your best, and have fun.
And take care.
Yay.
Hey, thanks for checking out videos just like these. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and click on notifications below to stay up to date. All these videos are posted here throughout the week. And again, tag a friend underneath if you think they might benefit from these videos. And if you need further training or further information or a little more personalized programming to meet your needs, we can create a customized roadmap to meet your needs here at FlexMP. Just click on that link below. Again, contact us today at FlexMP to get you moving better, living better, and feeling better.